Well, this morning, Kathy and I are just going to take a little walk down the Wonderland Trail. And that goes in this direction for us today. The Wonderland Trail, it sounds like a simple little children's trail. But the Wonderland Trail is a 93-mile trail around the entire base, or around the entire mountain of Mount Rainier. 93 miles. So our goal today is to go about perhaps 1.5 miles each way, out and back, to one waterfall, Cougar Falls, and perhaps another one just beyond that, whose name slips me at the moment. So that's today's journey on the Wonderland Trail. And this is a little view of the Nisqually River along the Wonderland Trail here. I mean, it just looks like a pile of boulders, but if you look closely in the center of the picture, you'll see a little water flowing. It's actually quite a bit of water right in the center of the picture, approximately here. If we get a chance, we'll try to get closer to that river today. I'm going to continue up the Wonderland Trail. Now, right in front of us here is a parking area for Cougar Falls, which is where we're heading. And just beyond it, above these trucks, you'll see Mount Rainier. There it is. Today, quite smoky up there. There are wildfires to the east. And when the smoke blows this way, the wind blows, the smoke comes in. So yesterday, that was crystal clear. We were up there. Today, not so. Quite a bit of fire smoke up there today. So we were fortunate yesterday, hiking around Paradise there. Mount Rainier. And here we have a much bigger sweep of the Nisqually River. There she is. Right, and the trail takes us right down. Any thoughts, Kat?
The trail goes right across.
Whoa.
I think. Unless it goes that way. No, to the left, I think it goes.
Well, we're going to find out.
We'll find out.
We're going to head on down here. It's all going to work out. Well, this certainly appears to be the actual trail. Sometimes there's many cutoffs that people make. So it appears to be the trail. We're going to see where it takes us. Through these rocks. I think we'll shut this till we get a little bit closer. And as always, every trail we've taken is always more amazing and beautiful than we think. And that's a little bit of a thin bridge there. Kathy hesitates. That is the Nisqually River right there. And you see it's a gusher. And if we just pan a little bit, Mount Rainier. Incredible start to this trail. What do you think about all this, Kat?
Well, I'm a little hesitant to cross that bridge. It looks a bit precarious.
Yeah, it does.
But there is a handrail, so here we go.
There we go. So let's head across the bridge. We'll take you with us. And this is no kidding around. You have to really watch your step, Kat. You don't want to fall into this. I'm going to shut the camera, help her out. See? It's actually very stable. But you really do not want to lose your step. Amazing. Just like that, you're across the river. Done. What a scene. A little bit tricky finding the trail as we crossed the river, and but we did, and you see the character changes just a little bit now. Back into the woods. We're passing a somewhat significant rock fall right here. We are right between two rock falls, one on either side of us. Now look at this guy, jammed in here. Some huge rocks in the water down there. And we've been walking parallel to this river here. I think this is the Paradise River. Flows into the Nisqually. Beautiful little trail. Wonderland. Approaching Cougar Falls.
Here we are.
And we have made it to Cougar Falls, elevation 3660. It was a pretty good climb to get here. I'm gonna have to check when we get back to Cougar Rock Campground what the elevation is, but I think we climbed about 1,000 feet or so. And here we are at Cougar Falls. Any thoughts, Kathy?
Well, it was a pretty, I would say, strenuous way up here, but it's beautiful, and I'm glad we made it. And it's a beautiful day. It's cool in the shade, pretty much nice breeze, and just beautiful scenery. And there's a lot of other people on the trail. Not a lot like yesterday, but compared to yesterday's hike, this was nothing.
A lot easier.
Yeah.
All right, so we did a little jaunt on the Wonderland Trail. It was, I think, about 1.4 to get up here. So about nearly 3-mile hike by the time we get out and back. So there's Cougar Falls, quite a bit of water. This early September morning here in Mount Rainier National Park. Hope you enjoyed the little stroll. All right, and we have a little bonus footage. We walked not even quarter of a mile further and we come to a second waterfall, Myrtle Falls. We'll take one look at that and then we're going to call it a day. We're going to hike on out and relax for the rest of the day. Nice little hike this morning. Get the blood pumping. Alright, we have made it back off the Wonderland Trail. What a great hike today was. Incredible scenery here. Always in the shadow of Mount Rainier. We're approaching Narada Falls here at Mount Rainier National Park. Absolutely beautiful waterfall. We're walking down to the viewpoint, which is only a 1/10 of a mile from the road. So this is accessible for many. And it is a graceful waterfall. A little gem on the side of the road. So this is just a small little sample of a campground walk that Kathy and I have been doing virtually every single day, sometimes walking every loop in the campground. Really just like a walk in the woods, any trail in a sense, but this one is paved and it's in a campground. Scenery is awesome. Right now I'm walking in Cougar Rock Campground in Mount Rainier National Park. Very peaceful. Today it's a little bit warm. It's September 3rd. We're having somewhat of a heat wave here in the Pacific Northwest. I believe it's probably in the mid 80s. Right now it's late afternoon. It's about 4 o'clock. And we have a touch of wildfire smoke that has come in. But this here is just, again, a little sample of a campground walk.